Cubit Rod Composition, Part 5, Sacred. General Topics: Solomon's Lesser Keys, merging the ancient world with the modern. In the Lesser Keys of Solomon, the 72 demons, according to the text, are described as being commanded by 4 kings of the cardinal directions: Ammon east, Corson west, Zimnar north, and Gape south. The ancient text of Ars Paulina is in turn divided into 2 books. The first detailing 24 angels aligned with the 24 hours of the day. The second derived more from the Hippotameron, detailing the 36 spirits of the degrees of the celestial bodies. In both of these cases, these are applied entities to cubit structure. In rereading this as math, it's rod functionality. 36 spirits of the degrees of the celestial bodies equals 36 increments multiplied by 10-degree divisions of deacons at 30 degrees longitude. 24 angels aligned with the 24 hours of the day. The second equals 1,440 minutes. Divide by 24 segments equals 60 sections. 72 demons equals digits. 4 kings, cubits. 2 books, a rod above and a rod below. 2 rods raised vertical, squaring actions. The components of the Mayan and Egyptian calendars. The Mayan long count calendar is based on 20 Katun cycles of 144,000 days each. The Egyptian calendar is constructed from Egyptian astronomy, consisting of a 36-decan year. 1 decan is defined by 10-degree rotation in the zodiac lasting for a period of 10 days. A 1-year rotation divided into 36 decan digits with 1 and 2 cubit placement at the solstices. This, in an extension of the royal 28-digit Egyptian unit rod, 28-day lunar cycle, of basically adding an additional 2 palms or 8 digits to arrive at the evolved 36-digit Babylonian unit rod, the ancient 360-degree solar cycle. Or more so, the practiced Egyptian conversion of scales between the eyes of Horus. The Egyptian measures were calibrated to the lunar cycle. In predicting planetary shifts in the moon cycle, the Egyptians were the masters of the effects at tide, a crucial control for the Nile. In predicting the solar cycle, the philosophy of mathematical cubits were well preserved in Egyptian sun temples, with the results still in practice today. The ancient Egyptians used the shadows of the sun temples' giant stone of bliss cast on the ground to tell time divided into a day into sections of 10, rod, and 12-hour standardizations of cubit measures. In modern time, in view of the illustration, 3 increments palm per hour equals 60 subdivisions of times 24 hours equaling 1,440 minutes in a day. These were exclusively the ancient solving properties of cubits and degrees. In furthering this description, in the illustration, each of the 72 increments and 20 subdivisions equals a sum of 1,440 subdivisions overall. In wielding set measures, 1/20th of a subdivision set at root phi length, with 2 subdivisions equaling a phi length. Circumferences and increments result cleanly. This in the ancient utilization of 2 pieces of geometry to custom time constants and units. Where else have the masters left this knowledge? Rod unit measures in 72 increments, corresponding with the equinox, or the 72 disciplines of Confucius. After his temptation in the desert, Jesus is served by 12 superior angels and 72 angels. 72 is the number of immortals Taoism. The Chinese astrology has 36 beneficial stars and 72 malevolent stars. Centaur, Persian, has 72 chords. The 72 divine names in one of the Jewish systems said to be used in the codes of creation. The 70 ancients accompanying Moses that received an outpouring of the Spirit, plus the 2 absent. In Chaodia, the number of planets between heaven and hell. Thoth of Egyptian mythology wins a 72nd of each day of the year from the moon in the game of draughts. In closing, and clarifying the endless different incremental rods of different arrangements from around the world, these rods are not ceremonial by any means. They are the architect's hierarchic thought process of computing his rod. Since individuals and societies apply math differently, each architect's rod would utilize different routes to the sum. In short, the architect's rod is his identity of using a hierarchy to reach a sum. An individual's natural process might read and rearrange the path of the hierarchy to accommodate preferences and performances of working geometry. Keep in mind, during Solomon's time, there were 3 different cubits applied: a land cubit for plotting, a building cubit for construction, and a gold cubit for decorative works, such as silver vessels, all relating to each other, composed for different purposes, and all consisting of a constant and cubit agreement. As this article presents, cubits as an ancient philosophy are profoundly simple enough to define any desired outcome. As mentioned, just by adding unit length and mankind's unit will encompass the more accurate based results seen by our ancients. To leave the reader with a final thought, all of the 7 wonders were designed and constructed from cubits. Imagine all the other potential world wonders that were diminished into mere ideas instead of constructional realities due to the absence of cubits from society. More modernly, the input scales of global warming models.